Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today I have kind of a fun video for you guys today, something a little bit different. As you guys know, if you've watched the channel for any length of time, you know that I am a Love Notions ambassador, which is just a group of, there's around 25 of us that help with the pre-testing on the patterns. We help Tammy, Tessa, and Kira with all sorts of things, promotions. We're the ones that do the videos and stuff on their channel, that kind of stuff. Anyway, one of the perks of that is that we're first to know on some of these really cool sales. Now, also, if you've been following along, you know that on Fridays, Love Notions puts out their Feature Friday pattern, which is usually, it's a pattern that they've chosen. They'll do a whole bunch of promoting on that pattern throughout the day. It's good for Friday only. So today, July 29th, 2022, this whole deal. But anyway, it's a pattern that they've picked and it'll be $5 for that 24-hour period on a Friday. Now, they've said, they're both on vacation actually. Tessa and Tammy are sisters and they are on a family vacation this week. So they had said that they had gotten a lot of requests for kind of a pick your own adventure type of Feature Friday instead of just having a set pattern. So that is kind of what we're doing today. So for today, Friday, July 29th, 2022, we have you can pick any of the Love Notions patterns and get $5 off. So it's not a $5 pattern, it actually makes it $5, most of them $5.70, $7.70. But to get $5 off one pattern, and you can use the coupon code one time per person for one pattern. I mean, obviously you can buy more patterns if you want, but it only comes off one pattern. But if you want to use the code 5FF for Feature Friday, Tomcat, you will get $5 off any pattern of your choice, with the exception of the Salt Whistle Top and Dress, because that is their brand new pattern and it just came off of its promotion. So that's the only one that's off limits. The rest of them, the men's, the boys, the girls, the ladies, all of them are all, except for the Salt Whistle, are all up for grabs. So in honor of this, I thought it would be fun to go through the 5 patterns that I think would be great if you don't have, these already. These are the 5 that I think would be the best picks for the $5 off, because these are the patterns, in my opinion, that are the biggest bang for your buck. So if you can get them $5 off, it makes it even better. Now, all 5 of these are in my top favorite patterns of Love Notions, but my favorites list goes well above and beyond these. I was trying to pick patterns that had like a lot of views, had a lot of, like sleeve options, where they could be mixed and matched you could get a ton of variations of something just from that one pattern. So that was my criteria when picking these 5. Now, these 5 again are 5 of my top favorites. So I'll put photos and stuff of me in the ones as I'm talking about them. But yes, so if you needed help picking your pattern, your Love Notions Feature Friday pattern, to get your $5 off one pattern per person, Friday only, you can use the code again, 5FF Tomcat, 5FF Tomcat, to get that $5 off. Yeah, so let's go through my top 5 pattern, the ones that I think would be, if you were trying to decide, these are the ones that I would say would be your best bet. Okay, number 1, the Glissando Pants, Shorts, and Skirt. Now, number 1, this is just a fantastic pattern. I love this pattern. We'll talk about a little bit more about that why. A little more, why that is a little bit more. Oh my gosh. And maybe I need more caffeine. Anyway, the Glissandos. Obviously, if you look at the pattern, it comes with a cropped pant, a short, and a skirt. I mean, that's just so much in one pattern, number 1. This pattern does feature a button fly. However, yours truly was over on their channel last year about this time probably, and I have a tutorial for how to turn that into a zipper fly. So if you prefer zip flies over button flies, or you just want to be able to mix and match and do all that kind of thing, I do have a video. I'll link the video down below in the description box, but I do have a video over there where I show you how to turn the button fly into a zipper fly and then we sew it together. So there is that option. Another thing I love, so this pattern is for wovens. So it's for bottom weight wovens. It's got a fixed waistband, pockets, no pockets. My gosh, I just had a complete, there's pockets. Wow, there are pockets. I immediately was like thinking back to my pairs. Yes, there's pockets. And there's also some patch pocket options for the back as well. Now, another thing that I have done for this pattern, because I have a wildly fluctuating waistline that's usually due to my food and environmental allergies. I inflame, and my midsection, my waist, will get inflamed and swollen really easily. So I like to have a little give in my pants. So a completely fixed waistband is not always ideal. So I actually have on my channel a video of how I turned the glissandos into a flat front with elastic in the back to give myself that room if I need it, and then it goes back to normal if I don't need it. So everything's the same on the pants. I basically just have elastic in the back part of that for the fitting, and I omitted the darts in the back for this particular pair. So I will pop that video up right here if you're interested in doing that. Another thing that I love about the glissando is that it comes or has an option for a front piece that has a full tummy adjustment already done. Guys, this made such a huge difference. So I have two pairs that I've made. I've made a cropped pair in linen, although if you wanted to make these full-length pants, which a wide leg pant is so in right now, you could just a matter of, because it's very straight there at the hem, just a matter of lengthening it to the floor. And I'm totally gonna do a pair for myself this fall and winter, because I want a pair of wide leg pants. I need my elastic in the back. I mean, I wear jeans, but it might help to have something a little extra in the back there. But okay, so you can lengthen that. So I've made one in a crop pair in a heavyweight linen from the fabric store. Love them, just so good. And then I've made a pair of shorts in, I'd say it's not as heavy as the navy pair, but not as light as the vintage finish at fabric store. The red pair that fabric also came from the fabric store, but it was one of those like dead stock fabrics that they have. And I would say it's probably in the middle. It's not quite as heavy, but it's still heavier for a bottom weight. Love those shorts. I wear those shorts quite often, and they're bright red. I mean, how many options? I guess when your color palette, I guess there's a lot of options to wear bright red shorts. But I love those shorts. And I have used the full tummy adjustment front on all of those. So you don't even have to do a full belly adjustment. The front is already done for you. And I feel like they fit me so much better. So I get, my kids were born via C-section, and I've had to have multiple abdominal surgeries for other stuff as well. So I have a very distinct, and actually it's more my surgeries, not so much my C-section, my surgeries before, because I had to be cut hip to hip. So I have a very deep, distinct scar that runs along there, and all of my extra, I mean, there's fat in there obviously, but all of my extra skin from having twins, it all hangs over that C-section scar and can cause some cupping to happen in my lower belly. And usually, I need the waist to fit so my pants stay up, because I'm very straight through my hips, so I really need that waist anchoring to keep my pants up, my bottoms up. But yeah, it emits that, so then I don't have that cupping that happens underneath that like skin fat roll that forms. So attractive, I know, but you get what I'm saying. I know I'm not alone on this one. Anyway, that full belly adjustment is just genius. It's absolute genius. Anyway, I love that pattern, and it is fantastic. And again, big bang for your buck on that one. Okay, pattern number 2 is the Cadence top and dress. Now, the reason I love this one so much, it's just a really loose, shift dress. You don't even have to use closures. You can make it as a top or as a dress. There's multiple sleeve options on this guy. I was one of the testers when they re-released it in their newer block, and they did the full size range and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, they may have added a full bust front. There may have already been a full bust front in this one actually. Anyway, it's got the full bust front, and I just really love it. I do need to make one tweak to my pattern. I just need to do a little bit of a sway back adjustment. I need to shorten the back just a little bit more. I've shortened the whole bodice by 1 inch and brought the waist up 1 inch, which is something I frequently need to do. But I think that back, I do need to take it up just a little bit more. I mean, I'm short-waisted, so it's what it is. And I just can't see myself in the back, so then when you're looking at pictures and you're like, oh, I do need to shorten that up a little bit. Anyway, love this because of the sleeve options. It's meant for wovens. It's got a couple of different necklines. I think 3 different necklines, a higher neckline, a scooped neckline, and then one that has like a little V kind of that cuts out of it, so like a shaped neckline that's really pretty. You could make this in a whole host of fabrics for different seasons, and then you can do the dress just as is, or there's an option for adding elastic at the waist. So if you're someone with a body shape that likes to add that definition at the waist, like my daughter, it's great to have that elastic in there. I'm the opposite. I prefer things to just skim over my waist, so I just kind of omit that. But yeah, it's a really great pattern. Again, it's for wovens. You can do things with a little more body. So the 2 I have made, I've done a cotton voile that I lined. The polka dot one's a cotton voile that I've lined in a cotton lawn because it was see-through. Just the body. I left the sleeves as is. And then I've also done one in a linen. So things with body work great. However, you can do something with a lot of drapes, like a rayon crepe, a rayon challis, something like that, and get an equally beautiful result. In fact, I'm getting ready to make a maxi version in a rayon or a viscose challis, and I think it's going to be really pretty and really comfortable to wear. So yeah, and with the sleeve options, sleeveless, with sleeves, it could be a top, it could be a dress. I get questions a lot on the Cadence versus the Love Notions Harmony, what the difference is, because the Harmony is just a top. The Harmony is fitted through the bust and then kind of flares out. The Cadence, I'd say, is still a little fitted through the bust, but it's a little, it's not figure hugging by any stretch, but it just doesn't flare out. It's straighter up and down, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of a different style, but it makes a great woven t-shirt as well. So definitely, if you don't have that one, that's also a really great one. Big bang for your buck, so many variations. Okay, number 3 is the Allegro bottoms, shorts, and skirt. Again, so many variations. I love this pattern. Again, this one's for wovens, although you could use a knit. I don't know why you couldn't use a knit if you wanted to. In fact, I know you could. Like a thicker neck, if you wanted to use like a French terry or a ponte, you could definitely do that. You may want to size down, but I don't know that you would need to because the waist is fitted with elastic. So, you know, it may be a little like roomier in the seat, but is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Anyway, the Allegros. So again, a lot of variations. You've got like a cropped skinnier leg, you have a jogger version, you've got shorts in 2 different inseams, and you have a really easy pull on like above the knee skirt. So easy. And I feel like these are all very easy to hack as well. You know, it's a kind of a straighter leg that is like an ankle pant for one of the versions, but if you wanted to widen that, that would not be hard. It's just a matter of, you know, taking your grain line all the way down the leg, and you just want to make sure you're adding the same width at the ankle to both sides, and then just taking that straight up till about, for a wide leg, maybe like about thigh height, and blend it into the original line. So it's really not hard to widen legs on anything, but if that was something you wanted to do. But I think that the versions that they've got, I mean, such a large host of things. The other thing that I really love about the Allegros, and I've made a couple pairs of these, and I'll pop pictures up of those, of shorts. I've not made the joggers, the woven joggers of theirs yet, but I have fabric to make myself a pair of their woven joggers. I'm gonna make a matching Aria button-up shirt to make myself a little set. But what I love about this pattern, the shorts specifically, is that the hem kind of, it's not tight on the leg, but it tapers down just a little bit. So it helps to keep the shorts from riding up into your crotch. I hate that word, but what else, you know? When you walk, you know, when your thighs like to move your shorts on up, I feel like I don't have this issue, maybe a little bit, but nothing compared to other shorts because it kind of hugs your leg a little bit. So you have less fabric in between your legs that can get balled up there. I've just been really impressed with that in the versions that I've made. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so, because at first I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird that it's kind of a tapered leg on the shorts. And I've made the 5-inch inseam. I've not made the 9-inch, but I've made the 5-inch. And then I'm like, you know, wearing them a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. This is wonderful. So you can make it with just, I've never put drawstrings in mine. I've always just done the elastic waist, but you could totally make the drawstrings if you wanted to. I may on my pants. We'll wait and see. But it's just such a great pair of shorts. And yeah, and there's so many options for other bottoms. I think that this is another one that would be really great. It's comfortable, it's loose, and it's still a woven, so you can kind of dress it up a little bit and you don't feel like you're necessarily in your pajamas. I've seen a lot of pairs of like denim joggers, like jean joggers kind of, and you could easily recreate that with this pattern, I think. So anyway, a great pattern. All right, number 4. I know I talk about this pattern all the time, and I really apologize, but not really, because it's just really good. But the Rhapsody blouse and dress. Again, this one can be made as a top or as a dress. You can, there's an option to add elastic at the waist. Excuse me, getting a little raspy. An option to add elastic at the waist, though, if you do want some waist definition, or you could just keep it kind of loose and goosey. I actually would probably add some waist definition to this one, just because there aren't bust darts in this pattern. I think it could get tent-like maybe if I didn't add a little bit of waist shaping if I were making the dress. But again, so many sleeve options on this one. So many sleeve options. It can be made in lightweight linen. It can be made in a cotton lawn. It can be made in something with more drape. I made it in silk. I've made it in viscose crepe. I've made it in viscose challis. I've made like 7 of these. And I have a whole video. I have actually another video on the Love Notions channel where I've gone through it and shown you how to sew the neckline, because there's a lot of bias going on for that neckline. I'll pop that video down below as well if you're curious in finding that one. But yeah, I've made this shirt a ton. Love it. It's just such a good blouse pattern. You know, something a little different than like a button up or whatever, but you could dress this up, you could dress it down. I've made a lot of the bishop sleeve. I should probably branch out. I've made one with the short sleeve. Oh, actually I made 2 with the short sleeve. One of them, it was a mint green, just not a good color for me, and it got sent to my cousin who does wear it. And it's a beautiful color on her. But yes, the one, my most recent one that I made in the blue, does have a short sleeve as well. So it's a really great pattern. And I know I wax lyric about it a lot, but I kind of apologize, kind of not. It's a great bang for your buck though. Again, so many different sleeve options. So definitely have a go at that one as well. Then for pattern number 5, and then I kind of have a bonus 6th pattern because they kind of go together. But for pattern number 5, I have picked the Sybil, what is it called? The Sybil, it's the Sybil knit skirt, but I think it's called like the Illusion skirt or something. Anyway, this one is such a good knit skirt pattern. It comes, I think, 7 views. I was a tester for this one as well. There's a little control top situation that goes to help smooth out your upper belly area, because you know, knit can cling sometimes. I have made 2 of these. I have made, both of them are the faux wrap version in the midi length. And I made them both out of double brush poly when I reviewed that pattern. However, this also can be mixed and matched with the bodices of the Tessa sheath dress. So there's a cutting line on the Tessa that shows where you would cut the pattern, and then you just add the skirt. You just omit the waistband and you add any of those skirts onto the bodice of the Tessa, and you get just a waist seam. So good. I made my daughter a couple of these with the fitted, so you get a fit and flare dress basically, although not necessarily fit and flare, but it's a fitted top, and then you could do like the swing skirt, which would be a fit and flare dress, or you could, I mean, you could put it onto any of them. I mean, if you put the pencil skirt though on, that's pretty much the dress, the Tessa, so they would just with the waist seam. So I guess if you just really wanted a waist seam, you could do that. But you could do any of the other skirt options as well. And there's some really cool ones, and you could make a really cool sheath dress with different skirt options of that. So that's another really cool thing about this skirt. But my favorite parts of it are that it's knit, so it's very, very comfortable. You could use pontes, you could use scubas. Again, I've used double brushed poly. I mean, yeah. I think those would be my tops, probably top favorites for skirts. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really good, I guess you could do a cotton, like a cotton spandex possibly, or even like a rayon if you were doing the, some of the fuller skirts, like the swing skirt, then you could have like a little bit more drape and have it a little thinner because it wouldn't be as close to your body. So I guess you could, yeah, that would be an option. Anyway, it's such a great skirt pattern, such a great knit skirt pattern, and again, 7 different views. And if you already own the Tessa sheath dress, it's kind of a no-brainer because now you can mix the Sybil with the Tessa and get so many different options of dresses. So just want to put that one out there too. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 pattern picks for the Pick Your Own Feature Friday event that we have, that Love Notions has going on today. Again, to get your $5 off. It's not a $5 pattern, it's just $5 off your pattern. It's the 5FF Tomcat. We'll get that for you. And again, that's all down in the description box as well. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope that gave you some inspiration and some direction so you could take advantage of that sale while it's going on today. And what do we got coming up? We've got on Sunday, I have a tutorial. I'm going to show you how to do a full bust adjustment on a dolman sleeve, a top with a dolman sleeve. Next week, I've got a Destashify video. I'm going to show you what I made with my... Technically next week is August, but I'm gonna be, with the pattern test releases that I had going on, and I'm sewing through all this rayon, all that kind of jazz. I just couldn't get the Destashify video into July. So Tuesday, it's gonna be the makes that I did with my June fabric, and then I wanna show you my July fabric haul. It's so good. I've got so many fun plans for my July fabric haul that I grabbed at Destashify, so I can't wait to share that with you guys. So that's Tuesday, and then Friday, my hope is to have my part 2 rayon vlog out. So that's kind of what we have going forward. As always, if you've got questions, comments, whatever, leave them down below and I'll answer those as soon as possible. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday and that you get some sewing in this weekend. My fingers are crossed that I'm going to get some sewing time in this weekend. I've had a lot of behind the scenes Tomcat stitchery stuff this week. You know, it's turned into a full-time job, which is, there's literally nothing I could think of that I would rather be doing for a full-time job. So, other than being a mom, of course, but you know what I mean? As far as a career, and I'm just loving every bit of it. And it's been a little bit of an adjustment and having to, because I work from home, which can be hard in turning, you know, going from mom mode to work mode and back and forth a little bit. But I'm finally getting a hold of, you know, a handle of things, but I have had a lot of like Tomcat stitchery stuff behind the scenes, like ComputerWorks meetings. I had an interview with a local publication this week, which was exciting. I'll tell you guys more about that later as soon as I know more about it. That kind of stuff that was, that's taken up most of my time. And I'm teaching twins to drive. My husband, who is the most patient person and is so good with homework help, with, you know, helping talk them down off ledges, you know, when the teenage hormones get going and we've got a lot of emotion going on. He's great at like talking them down. He's great, just a very calming person. However, when it comes to not being in control, he's a perfectionist and does not like to not be in control of himself. Really, it's just himself. So driving in the car with people can be hard for him if he feels unsafe. He's constantly barking at me when we're driving like back to Missouri. I mean, we've gotten to the point where I know I can tell him to shut up and he will. eventually. But teaching our kids to drive has been a real struggle for him and for me too. I mean, they're doing great. They're doing so good. They're in their class. They're learning from a driving instructor, which is, thank goodness for this driving instructor, but we have to practice with them. And I know it's going to get better. The more we practice, they're going to be more comfortable. We're going to be more comfortable. But we've had a lot of that going on this week too. So, and one more week of summer for them, and then they start back to school a week from Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to being back in a schedule. I look forward to being off of our routine when the summer comes, but I do look forward to getting back into our routine when the fall comes back around. So that's kind of what's going on in my world. And yes, so fingers crossed I can get some sewing in this weekend. I've got stuff I want to get cut out, and yeah, I want to get more of that rayon vlog for you guys filmed. So that's what I've got going on. Okay, I got real chatty there at the end. I'll let you guys go. Have a wonderful weekend, get some sewing in, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.